Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm doing another 3 looks, 1 palette, and I'm using the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. And I know that this has been around for a little while. I know that they reformulated it, repackaged it, and also added 2 transition shades in here. This is one of my all-time favorite Wet n Wild eyeshadow palettes, so I wanted to do a 3 looks with it today. I will link my other 3 looks 1 palette tutorials down below for you guys using the different Wet n Wild palettes. And I have some other ones that I want to do this with, like the Rosé in the Air. I still need to do a tutorial with that, the Cosmic Collision one. And yeah, so if you guys would like to see this look and 2 other looks, just keep on watching and I'm gonna go ahead and get into the tutorial. I do recommend using an eyeshadow primer with this palette. It's just going to keep your eyeshadows lasting all day long and also keep them from creasing. And I absolutely love this Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. Not only is it affordable, but it works really well. I'm just taking this warm transition shade and I'm just using windshield wiper motions and circular motions to blend that in my crease. And I also take a little bit of it in my outer V. This is just going to help everything blend seamlessly together. Then to deepen up the outer V, I'm just using this darker transition shade and my Morphe M506 brush. And I absolutely love this brush for an outer V blending brush. It works so good because it's really precise, but at the same time it does a really good job of blending. And I apologize about the cars. Everybody's getting off from work today and it's so loud. Next I'm just going in with this lid shade. It's kind of like a taupey gold color, and I'm just placing that all over the front part of my eyelid and then just blending it with that outer V color. Then to help the outer V color and the lid shade blend a little more, I'm going in with this bronzy taupe and just putting it in between those 2 shades, just kind of patting and blending. Then I'm going to go in with this really dark brown in the palette and I'm going to deepen up the outer V even more. But I just take the smallest amount of this shade because you don't need much of it at all. Then to make sure everything is blended well, I'm just going back with that bottom transition shade and just taking that and blending the edges of, the outer V shade and just making sure everything looks seamless and that there's no harsh lines or edges. Then for my liquid liner, I'm just using my Physicians Formula Eye Booster pen, and this is the shade in Deep Brown, and I kind of do a little bit of a dramatic wing, but you could totally just do something a little bit more simple if you're not comfortable with doing a dramatic wing. And then I'm just curling my eyelashes with my Tarte eyelash curler and then using a ton of mascara on my upper and lower lashes. Then for my inner corner highlight, I'm just using this Becca highlight in Vanilla Quartz. And if you're curious about what I used on my face today in any of these looks, I will have all the products I used listed and linked down below. Once again, I'm starting out with my Wet n Wild Focus eyeshadow primer, and I'm just putting it all over my eyelids. I absolutely loved the way that this look turned out. It has to be my favorite look that I did with this palette. I'm just going in with the warm transition shade and just blending that all in my crease, just like I did with the first look. with the brightest green shade in the palette, and I'm just packing that all over like the first 2/3 of my eyelid. Later on, I do go back with a makeup setting spray and intensify that eyeshadow because I felt like it needed to be like a little bit more opaque. But I'm just packing it on my lid right now, and then I'm going back with my blending brush, nothing added to it, and just blending around the edges. Then I'm going in with the really dark green color, and I'm just flipping that shading brush over to the clean side, and I'm just patting that on the last third of my eyelid. To blend out that really dark green shade, I'm just using my Morphe M506. I did not add anything to this brush because that dark green is so pigmented, and if you use too much of it, it's just too dark and it just looks like you got punched in the eye. So I recommend not adding anything to the brush and just slowly blending that shade out. My favorite thing about this look is using the duochrome shade to blend the lid color and the outer V shade. I don't know, there's just something about adding the shade to this makeup look. It just brings everything together. I'm just taking a little bit more of that green, packing it on a shader brush and misting it with a makeup setting spray to intensify that eyeshadow. Now, if you wanted to, you could just do this from the very beginning. I just didn't realize that it wasn't going to be that intense, so that's why I'm going back with makeup setting spray. But like I said, you could just skip that all together and just do it from the very beginning. And then I'm just doing that exact same technique with the duochrome shade. I just wanted to add a pop of teal on my waterline, so I just grabbed this Merle Norman pencil that I had out of my collection, but any teal pencil will work. And then I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Single Shadow in Brulee, just because this palette doesn't have a matte brow bone color, so I wanted to use this shade to highlight my brow bone and also my inner corners. Then I'm just skipping the eyeliner and just curling my eyelashes and adding a lot of mascara. I'm starting this look out just like I have with the other two. I'm just priming my eyelids with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer, and then I'm gonna use the warm transition shade in my crease and also in my outer V. I just really like to use this color as a base just because I feel like it helps everything else just you know, blend and just look better. I don't know, it does make for a really good transition shade in this eyeshadow palette. And I feel like this look is just super simple. It's a really great look to wear day to day. Like, this is a good everyday eyeshadow look just because it looks simple and pretty and it doesn't take long to do this makeup look. So I'm just using this kind of rose gold shade and I'm just patting that on the last third of my eyelid. And then I'm going to be going in with this light gold and I'm using my e.l.f. makeup misting set. I just packed that color on the shading brush and then misted it with the makeup setting spray just because I knew I wanted this shade to be a little bit more intense than what it is if you just use it dry. And then I'm just doing that same technique and doing the exact same thing on the other eye, of course. And then I'm gonna go in with this bronzy brown and I'm just going to blend that shade a little bit in my outer V with my Morphe M433 brush. And I just take just the tiniest amount of that shade and blend it in my outer V. And I know that color does have shimmer in it, but I found that it looks fine in my outer V as long as you don't go overboard. I just wanted to intensify that gold shade a little more, so I just got some on my finger and then just packed it on the front part of my eyelid. Then I just took a little bit more of that gold shade and then just popped it in my inner corner and then also used a little bit of that for my brow bone highlight. I hope that you guys did enjoy this 3 looks 1 palette tutorial using the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. This is one of my very favorite palettes from Wet n Wild or just from my makeup collection. I think it's just a stunning palette that you can create really beautiful looks with it, like a really pretty colorful look like this or more neutral looks. So if you do enjoy my 3 looks 1 palettes, give this video a thumbs up so I know to keep filming these. And also let me know which Wet n Wild palette you'd like to see a tutorial on next, like a 3 looks tutorial on. And I'll link my other Wet n Wild tutorials that I have done so far down below, so you know, that way you'll know which ones I've done, and if you haven't seen them you can check them out. So I hope that you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.